Hey everyone, welcome to episode 187 of the Chan Ran podcast. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco.
That is I.
And our special guest, Ozzy the fucking Ozprod.
G'day, mate.
If
Really
you didn't
leaning
know,
into that whole Ozzy thing tonight, huh?
if you didn't know, I'm here to let you know that you can like the show, you can follow us, blah, 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 and odd open.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, Fusco.
You know what really sticks a kid in my old pool?
What is that?
When the COVID hit you and you got to do the show from home.
Do you think you're Ronit?
No, I don't. But I'll lean into that just because why not?
Safety first, always.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
we're very safe.
No in-person show. No whoring. No drinking. Yeah, this is.
Rab got the Rone.
Yeah, I heard.
This is why we cannot have nice things.
Everybody's gonna have it eventually, right? It's better than the syphilis. So
yeah, well,
I've had both.
better than sick dick.
So instead of that, we're gonna be doing this, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna
talking on a computer.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I don't do enough of that all fucking day.
It's gonna be everyone's worst nightmare: a Zoom call.
It's very exciting. Very exciting.
This is why we cannot have nice things. 100%. And we have at least a nice person, if not nice things. Because, women aren't things, apparently. We have Ozzy Ozprod. Ozzy is... She's the best. She's the best of us.
I didn't say anything. I stayed quiet.
She's easily the best of us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on tonight. I'm not sure how Josh talked you into it, but we figured,
with approximately 5 minutes notice, as usual.
I'm sorry. You had notice around noon my time, so 5 a.m. your time.
That's fair. Yeah, she should have been up and waiting.
I was gonna say I didn't, of course, get up until 9 a.m. So
yeah,
Saturday.
Well, yeah, but that's because your national animal is the fucking sloth. So you all just slowly claw your way out of bed.
I think you're thinking of Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, that's the northern province or whatever the hell you guys call it, state. I guess I don't know what you guys call it.
Wrong way around. We're upside down. Remember, he's down south.
Oh, is he? Okay, the southern state. That's right, the other way.
It's still a lot of British prisoners, no matter how you look at it.
You're just trying to wind me up, man. Come on.
If I was trying to wind you up, I'd tell you why Voldemort should have had a nose. Here we are. But welcome to the Nakatomi Plaza of podcasts. Skill.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your deathly illness.
It's not so bad. I don't know. I just got sick the other day. Started getting a cough, and so I decided to be cautious and just.
Whose fart box did you lick?
Oh well, within the last 2 weeks, it could be anybody at this point. I don't know where I got it. There's a lot of opportunity there, but yeah, no, it's I'm doing all right. I'm powering through. So I'm not like that pussy Rab that's whining and bitching about it.
If it's ripping through the podcast audience, should I be wearing a mask? Like, is this a contagious call?
That's a good point. You probably should. Yeah.
Well, the only thing you're going to catch from this call is a severe insensitivity.
I already have that.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be rough. I wish I ordered my free COVID test from the government, like God knows, I don't know, a week or two ago. I don't remember when.
Oh, I
had them now.
I got mine. Do you want one of mine?
No, it's bound to come in the mail, and when I'm better, I'm sure.
I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I'll be fine. It's been good. It's been fine so far. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with this week. So
I'd weigh in I'd weigh in, but I feel like I'm talking about healthcare with Americans is punching down, so I'm not going to do that.
It is abusive. It's abusive for you to talk about healthcare because apparently I'll just get it for free, which is bullshit.
Well, I mean, if you're broke enough here, you get it for free. I can tell you that too.
What, does someone put you out of your misery because you've got guns?
Yeah, exactly. That's it's like when they sawed off your leg in the Civil War. It's very similar now. They just shoot you in the head like a horse.
Yeah. Get it. I mean, it's still healthcare, right? They're solving the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
solving
the problem of life.
They just give you a face mask that's already been used, and then the problem sorts itself out.
I already got one of those. I use it all the time.
Yeah, but also you got to keep in mind, like, you've dyed your beard white just through straight pH balance of pussy.
Well, that could be it. Or it could be me being apparently 50 some odd years old, according to Ozzy, bro.
Yeah, you are old. That's true.
He's feeling all 50 of them right now.
Yeah.
So we should talk about bagpipes, I guess, because it's a bagpipe show.
Right. Well, let's go through the news and updates, shall we? We haven't hit on any of those yet.
Fusco, do my job. Just run through it while I pour myself a drink.
Well, first thing we're gonna hit life checks, but we'll hit that at the end because that's really the topic of the show today is Josh's life check. So, and if you're wondering why Josh is so punchy and drunk, apparently, you'll find out soon. But first off, don't forget Chanaran has a Discord, and if you're not on Discord, you're apparently a loser because all the cool kids are on Discord.
All the not cool kids are on Discord too.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. If you look at the Chanaran Discord, there's some questionable characters on there. I'll tell you that. But either way, it's a good place to share memes that I don't understand. Apparently.
Well, boomer.
Oh, come on, that meme today. Like I was like, I don't follow this. Maybe it was a Canadian joke. Maybe I just missed it on the Canadian thing. I don't know. But either way, sometimes these things are funny. But yeah, join the Discord, Chanarant, and also you can join the Dojo Discord if you're a member there as well. So what else?
Buddy,
Dojo,
this is not nearly as rehearsed as I thought it would be.
Why would I rehearse it?
Come on, man, you got this. Okay, so you're gonna do like Price is Right salesman voice.
I don't do that.
I believe in you.
If you wanted me to practice it, you can tell me about it more than in the moment. But yeah, so what else do we have? The
no
new
wonder
Dojo
nobody clicks the
Pipe
goddamn
Symposium
Dojo link. It's like yeah, click the Dojo link or don't. I don't give a fuck.
Are you gonna let me do it or not?
Okay, I'm gonna step aside, let you do your bit.
All right. So coming up in February, we have the Dojo's Pipe Major Symposium. If you'd like to know more information about that, go to chanarant.com/simp, and you too can learn from the greatest pipe major of all time, potentially, Richard Parks. He's going to be a special guest of the new Dojo Pipe Major Symposium for 2022. Definitely look into that. I will be there. Josh, you're supposed to be there. I don't know if you'll show up, but you're supposed to be there. And we're going to help bring some people in and answer some questions on the Pipe Major Symposium. So what else we have going on? Episode 200 is coming up, probably in May, maybe June at the rate we're going. We'll see how this goes. But episode 200, we're looking for great ideas, big things. We're going to do something in person, hopefully. MLK, if you're out there, start planning. Yeah. So episode 200 coming up soon. What else we got? New merch in the store, chanarant.com/store. You can check out our new merch. Josh's favorite. Josh loves to do Baphomet shirts for whatever reason. So we have the Baphomet shirt. This one's selling pretty good, actually.
Hail Satan.
Josh. This one's going pretty well. And then I think that's all our announcements. What else? We got a happy hour coming up in February. I have the date, but I don't have it in front of me. It's the last weekend in February.
Do we have a speaker?
Not worth announcing quite yet. But we will have a speaker for the February happy hour, which we're doing educational material, sort of learning how to do more stuff with your band. What did we do last week? Joe Brady did, I want to use the term marketing. He didn't like the term marketing. What would you call it? Band branding, I suppose. Like,
yeah, I mean, and content, mostly about like how you content.
Correct. Yeah. Do more content, getting out to your community, getting known, not for the purpose of marketing or recruiting, but just doing something for your band to make them happy to be part of your band would seem to be the big sort of thing that worked out for them. So
I went through and archived a bunch of posts on the Band That Shall Not Be Named's Instagram account.
Archived them?
Yeah, so like you don't delete them, you archive them.
Oh,
they just,
yeah.
And that you can kind of curate the feed.
Right, gotcha. Okay. So I also took Joe's advice and shared one of our popular videos today.
I saw that.
List of things to do is to share our stuff. So that's not a bad idea. Like if you have something that's successful, to continue to post it and share it every once in a while, see what happens. But definitely Stewie was one of our favorites. I'll probably find a couple others and do those over time as well. But yeah. So then show's all caught up. We're doing good. We're still on track. We'll see how this continues after the depressing episode that's going to be tonight. But when we talk about failure, we were doing so good for like 3 weeks in a row, and now we're going to go all negative and deep again. So, anyway,
I was so impressed that you guys managed to get that many podcasts pushed out in such a short period of time. It was like 2 weeks ago, you were like 3 months behind, and all of a sudden you're back up to date. Kudos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like you're right. 3 months. And
Channeran dominates the bagpipe podcast space.
It helps that we took basically December off for the most part, because that was a month of podcasts we didn't have to catch up on, but for sure. But yeah, man, we're still doing good, and we pounded out another one on Monday, and here we are. So we'll see if that helps us. But yeah, so those are our news and updates. I do want to say again, if you're out there and you're in the pipe band world, support the people that support us. It is the Channeran podcast. So, like, if you're thinking about learning bagpipes, join the dojo. If you want to wear cool new shirts that are bagpipe related, go to the Channeran store, or just join the Patreon and support the Channeran. We love it. And then we can buy cool stuff like Josh's awesome camera that makes him look like a potato. So maybe we can upgrade that laptop camera somehow. But
extra potato-y today.
I think it could be the lighting too. It's probably working extra hard in that dark red light you got going on up over there. But either way, so yeah, those are our announcements. Josh,
dude, you did a great job.
Yeah, well, I've learned from the best.
You just needed a bit of passive-aggressive bickering to get him up to speed with it.
I thought you did a great job. I have no notes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure I'll hear about it later. So,
aside from the fact that I can see the reflection of Pornhub on your face in your screen, I have no notes other than that.
I do not use this as my good computer. I have never, ever done porn on this computer because I need it. And it's been great because it still works almost as good as the day.
So what you've admitted is you do have a porn computer. It's just not this one.
Yeah, it's called my phone.
I also love that you said done porn, not watched porn. Were you missing a story here?
Did I say that? I didn't catch that.
Freudian slip there.
I've watched zero porn on this computer, and it works great
today.
Which is a good. On my other computer, the one before this, that fucker by the end was barely moved.
That's the one that just sinks through the floor into the core of the earth.
Absolutely, it is
because it's so weighed down by the sins that have been committed.
It is a product of Satan for sure.
Yeah.
So
it just sucked itself into the core.
What do we want to do next, Josh?
Well, I'll tell you what. Now seems like as good a time as any to talk about MacLellan motherfucking Bagpipes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. How do we forget about them?
MacLellan Bagpipes by North Carolina artisan bagpipe maker Roddy MacLellan from Eust in Scotland. They don't strive to be the biggest, fastest, or the cheapest. They do, however, meticulously craft a small number of warm and stable sounding instruments of heirloom quality. Roddy has followed this philosophy for over 30 years and continues to evolve with innovations like the Elevation Chanter, designed with North American bands in mind, providing a lower pitch, rich harmonics, and strong, clear projection. Elevation Chanters, along with chanter reeds from Adrian Melvin, provide a stable platform for a thick band sound without big overhauls. Check out BespokeBagpipes.com for more information. MacLellan Bagpipes, born in Scotland, made in the USA. And that's why we love MacLellan Bagpipes.
Brilliant.
So Sco, let's make an episode. Do you want me to hit record?
Oh dear God! It wouldn't be the first time this happened.
So now's about the time where we have a big old cup of tea and get to the topic of the week. And my cup of tea is a cup of vodka.
Oh boy! Drink some tea, will you? Slow down. We got at least a half an hour to do here.
Josh doesn't drink for a month, and then all of a sudden it hits him.
Yeah.
Did Vegas happen to you, Josh? Is that what?
Yeah, he got Vegas tonight. Apparently. I guess we'll talk about that after the break. Are we doing a break, or are we going right into it?
Come at me. Hey, Sco.
Yes, Josh.
Do you want to do some topic?
I do. Should we talk about the topic now? So we have 3 people that are professional people at the topic of the week this week, which is failure.
Failure.
I guess in dealing with failure too is maybe we'll try to turn it into a positive thing. We'll see. We don't last too long in the positivity on this show, but we're going to talk a little bit about failure, I guess, tonight, and
maybe a lot bit.
Yeah. So Josh, I guess this is your story to start with. My failure is just life in general, but we've heard that. But,
wait, that's all
failure?
That's all you brought?
I've got stories. Don't worry. But this is all about you tonight.
Well, I mean, my failure is short-lived, but still failure.
So tell us, take us through.
Oh, so been working on a new job.
Right.
Which is a part of that job has been, certain requirements you have to meet. Had a great test yesterday and fucking shit the bed.
All right, take us through shitting the bed. So your job that you're looking for is in the public service field, I suppose. Or the public safety.
It's in the service field.
Josh wants to be a cop or fireman or any of those things.
Anything that pays.
Anything that'll take him at this point.
Yeah, at this point, pays.
So he would love to be able to afford to take his girlfriend to a nice dinner once in a while. I'm sure.
Dude, are you kidding me? I'd love to have a bigger house.
Well, that too. I mean, that would be nice. Although, I mean, really, big is it really that important? You have a house. Okay, it's your own.
So
you do whatever you want to it.
So on the topic of failure, here's where I'd land on this. Shit the bed easily. Like, fucked it up, failed. That's okay, right? Like, that'll happen. The whole point of the topic of the week, in my mind, and if I can fucking levy any advice to anyone, what it would be is, you only fail if you quit. And I think that in piping, that's also very relevant.
I don't know. Some people should quit, don't you think?
No. You only fail if you quit, right? Like,
well, or if you're in a service band, you just become a bass drummer, and as we discussed,
but you didn't
why
quit.
Service bands have 17 bass drums and 4 pipes.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is always like the idea of and nobody has had their dick kicked in more than me over the course of my life. Like,
Lord, that's a big statement, man. You sure you want to go with that?
Dude, Lord knows I have failed probably more than anyone.
All right.
But at the same time, it's like, just keep coming back. Be the goddamn Terminator.
Yeah, that was a good analogy you had this week. What's the Terminator analogy here?
The Terminator analogy was the Terminator, over the course of the movies, he failed every fucking time.
To be fair, he or she, there was a female in there somewhere along the way. We're not sexist here.
But guess what?
Women fail too.
Next movie, Terminator was back.
He kept trying. She kept failing. He, she, they, whatever they identify as.
So you gotta adopt the Terminator mentality and just. I'm gonna be 65 like Fusco when I finally pass this shit, but
it's gonna be amazing when Josh becomes a court or whatever the fuck they call it, a marshal or whatever you're trying to get into.
But I'll be 70 like you are, you old bastard.
I'm in my 40s. Come on now.
You get a decade older every minute just then.
Fat 40s.
With this super awesome smoothing effect that Zoom has, I look like I'm 35.
Yeah, your beard definitely looks like you're 35.
Well, the beard, the grayness, but
It matches your headphones at least.
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm trying to match. It's all a whole thing,
Oh, you dyed your beard white to match your headphones.
Well, as you've heard on the show once before, my dream as a child was to look like Sean Connery someday with the white beard and like Hunt for Red October.
What are you gonna do?
Getting closer.
What are you gonna do about the lack of 7 inches of height?
Oh, I just didn't look like him. I didn't say I had to be I have no idea how tall he is, but
He's like 6'2". Well, he was.
Yeah, he's dead now. But either way, it was all about the beard.
Currently, he's -6.
He's -6 feet. You gotta love Sean Connery, though, But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Well, you gotta love Sean Connery. He was one of the few people who had the courage to just double down on beating women.
Oh, that was a great interview. You gotta,
and he was dead ass wrong, and yet he doubled down.
Sometimes women just don't shut up, Josh.
My fucking god!
They just don't.
I've literally said like 4 things this whole show.
They just don't know when to shut up.
Who doesn't shut up?
No, I just mean they get nagging on you, and then they just don't know when enough's enough. You know what I mean? And as Sean Connery said, you just gotta
This is why we cannot have nice things.
I can imagine MOK right now is just screaming at her fucking phone right now or whatever she's listening to this on.
So Ozzy, why don't you chime in?
Sure.
Nope. Yeah, we're done. And that's it. That's all we had. I'm sorry.
I just said after dark on the fucking podcast.
Good After Dark and Ross Millard all in the same moment.
Ozzy, come on. Lay some fucking wisdom on us.
I should have known that. Actually, I read a funny story about Sean Connery. Or maybe not so funny, but I laughed out loud when I read it. I actually didn't know he was dead. So there you go. I was today years old when I found that out. But someone said to him, like, what was the best shag you ever had? And he's like, answered without hesitation, just gone, Petula Clark, 19, whatever it was, up the ass.
What?
Fair.
Wow, that is a man who's got He's got F me money. He just does not care.
He did not give a fuck. That was so funny.
That's incredibly fair. The dude, could you imagine?
Imagine a list that guy's got. Holy moly.
Fusco. Could you imagine a world where you're James Bond for 20 years?
No.
If you were James Bond for 20 years, you would crush.
Oh, absolutely. Like, that guy's list must be outrageous. Like, he's certainly better than Stuart Little's.
And
even when he grows a beard.
And keep in mind the unfuckable monsters that he was followed up with, like fucking Roger Moore or Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, yeah, the worst one for sure.
Timothy Dalton was Daniel Craig Bond before Daniel Craig Bond was Daniel Craig Bond. But I'm not even gonna get there.
I'll give you Daniel Craig. I'm not a big fan of the Daniel Craig thing, but I don't know.
Wait, this is actually, we have an incredible opportunity. Ozzy, who is the sexiest Bond?
That is a great question.
All right, marry, fuck, kill.
Sean
Connery.
Marry, fuck, kill. Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, Roger Moore.
No. You got to go Timothy Dalton. She's already referenced that she kind of dug him.
That's a good question. All right, I reckon fuck Sean Connery. For sure.
He's got to have a huge hog. That guy.
He's just gonna lay there.
Well, maybe not, because he talks it up so much.
He's a vanilla starfish for sure.
Well, they all are, for sure, I would imagine.
Anyone who talks about it too much, shit in bed. So I would say, yeah, fuck Sean Connery. I reckon I'd marry Daniel Craig, because I think he seems like a lovely man. And I would kill Roger Moore, because those movies were corny as fuck. Which I'm usually into, but I was not into the Roger Moore era.
Yeah. I did like a couple of his, but only because I was a kid at the time, and I haven't watched them in forever. But interesting. So you would actually have choose to F the biggest misogynist on the planet, arguably, or now under the planet.
Now, are we talking about Sean Connery or Sean Connery as Bond? Because there's a difference.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm with you now. All right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
we framed it as Bond.
Right. You're right. You got you. Interesting. So, all right. How do we get onto the Bond thing? What are we talking about?
I think we should beard. So it always comes back to the beard, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's all about the beard, exactly. Yeah. So
it's like the what do you call it? Like the gravity center of the podcast. It's like a black hole sucking everything back in.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about underestimating things that we were trying to do, which could be piping or our approach to piping, or approach to anything really, for all that matter. Let's say we're preparing for a competition, or preparing for a physical test, or preparing for whatever the hell it might be, and it's not our strong suit potentially, right? Maybe timing is not our strong suit, or rhythm, or whatever the hell it might be. It's easy, and I find this with students all the time. I find it with my band. You see this all the freaking time. People wildly underestimate their ability to work with a metronome, for example. Or we've all dealt with the student who's like, oh, I'll just do it at home, right? That kind of thing. Like you work around the table, you put them on the spot, and they're like, oh, I'll get it at home, right? But they never do, right? And we overestimate our ability to do something until we're forced to put in front of our face. And that's an important thing for us to come to terms with, I think, is what are our weaknesses and how do we approach it the next time. And that's where the don't quit thing comes in, Josh. But it doesn't mean we don't have to adjust our process. We have to learn, right? We either win or we learn, right? So if we fail at something, we have to learn from it and adjust our process in some way. And that's what's important here. So for pipers, for example, if people make a lot out of competition, and maybe you're a competitive person, and I understand that because I am for sure, and we want to win. Everybody wants to win. But what are we really doing this for? What's our why for why we play pipes? Is it really to win a cheesy medal that we get at some fucking middle of nowhere field? Does anybody really care that much? Probably not. But Josh, where are your medals that you've won over the years? Do you know where? Oh,
Kelly has a couple.
Did you sign them for her or something?
No. She just I just left before they gave them out.
Oh, okay, I got you. Right, exactly. That's the point. Like, where are they? Who? I don't know. Like, who cares? Like, I got a pile in one of my case. I don't know. They're somewhere.
I've got all my sheets. Like, I saved sheets religiously.
Sure, and that's fine. But
medals I don't give a shit about. Like, I have sheets where I have first places. I have no medal to go with it.
Sure, but do the sheets really matter now? 15 years later?
No, but the sheets were the only constructive criticism at the time.
Sure. And are sheets all that useful these days? Like, what do we do it for the sheets?
Well, nowadays,
how much do they say that's really helpful?
You guys do.
Nowadays,
well,
I feel
maybe.
like I have access to way more criticism when I play pipes. But back then,
well, yeah, especially.
But
if you do it online.
But back then, that was the only criticism I had was sheets at contests.
Well, I mean, I don't remember if you had a teacher back then, but you would have had an instructor criticism.
I had a lot of instructors. I had you and Danny, and you were both shite.
I don't think I was teaching you.
And then I had Ian Whitelaw, who was also crazy. I had Seamus for a bit. One of my favorites. I liked working with Seamus. But yeah, I went through like 6 instructors quickly, but also, the only feedback I got was sheets.
Right. My point is,
and the sheets
are sheets really all that useful?
The sheets were like,
Right. Exactly.
Bit flat, flub in the third part.
Right. exactly. Is this really why we do this for the sheets? I argue no. We do it to have a reason to play. So thus we have a why.
Nowadays, I can't even play the instrument in any forum because the goddamn six will descend on me like vultures.
You got to do it anyway, though, man. This is that could be an argument for that you're quitting because you're not willing to like. I mean, they're gonna shit on you either way. Like, who gives a fuck?
Oh, I'm still gonna send it. You know me.
Well, you just said that you didn't use the word afraid, but that's essentially what you're saying. Like, you don't want to post anything because they're gonna descend on you. Like, does that really matter? They're gonna do it anyway.
I think that's a really valid thing, though, right? Because so many people are afraid to post things publicly, and I felt that way sometimes. Like, I'll post stuff. Like, obviously, I'm a member of the dojo, so I'll post stuff in there because I know they're a supportive community. But I know if I post it on, for example, certain Facebook groups, I'm going to get fucking descended on with 15 different opinions from, like, different blokes from different parts of the world who, hey, you shouldn't be playing doublings that way. If you got a teacher, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, just constantly, like, vomiting their fucking opinions all over everything. And it's like...
Right. But you know those are the fucking internet assholes that nobody cares.
Exactly.
They couldn't play anything to save their life.
Exactly.
I've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But that's also why I like when I did the 100A challenge, I posted videos.
Yeah, Camille, go to the Las Vegas Pipe Band YouTube right now and Google or just pull the video from the last couple of Stuart videos, just the one that did the interview, and look at the comments recently that people have posted on Stuart Little's videos.
Are they giving him advice on how he should be doing things differently?
Just take a look. Take a look. It's phenomenal. So it's like, all right, people are gonna do that shit all the time. They do it to the best guys. They're gonna do it to anybody. Like, and you've had this. At least I think it was you. It probably was where you'd post something and maybe it was Heather. I don't know. But where some jerk would comment about, to be some sexist comment or something. Little lady, maybe I can help or something, like just some stupid
no, the one that I loved was not even, well, for starters, I would always get fucking not just like, hey, great playing, but oh my god, like I really love, like, the way that you smile when you're like, and oh no, that was the one that I got. That was great playing, but you should try and smile more. I'm like, how the fuck can I smile with a fucking blowpipe?
That was the one. That was the one.
Absolute fucking cunt. And the best part of that was that, like, I posted some smart-ass comment in there tagging all of the blokes who were posting videos as well, just saying, like, do you think any of them should be smiling while they're, like, doing their videos? And then, like, 4 of them did, and I could not love them more in my entire life. There was, like, I think Kenny Heiner and a couple of other guys, literally, Aaron, who listens to the show, like, posted videos of themselves smiling while they were playing. And it was the creepiest, most inefficient fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. It was so funny.
That's fantastic, yeah. But that's the point. Like, those guys, those kind of people are going to do it no matter what you do. Or just turn the fucking comments off if you really want. But, like, if that's something that's important to you, posting your video and, like, getting feedback might be useful. By the way, at the dojo, did you know you could post videos at our Discord for commentary by Andrew Douglas or Carl or whoever the fuck happens to see it? But either way, if that's the kind of feedback that's useful to you, then, or not. Most of the time it's not, because it's some jerk off in the middle of nowhere that couldn't play, right? But either way,
just quickly, I just found that comment on the Las Vegas Pipe Band channel. So
did you find it? Like, is there a good one there that you can see?
Yeah, some bloke 4 months ago posted on a video of Stuart Little playing a fucking flawless performance to most people's ear. Tell him that the C natural in Thunderstruck is way sharper than it should be. Either the reed or chamber doesn't fit for the purpose. I'm sorry?
That is fantastic. Yeah. That's probably a guy like a Ren Fair guy of some sort, I bet, who wears like a pirate shirt, like a Jerry Seinfeld pirate shirt and a goddamn utility kilt or some shit. But yeah, there's quite a few of those. I see all of them, and it's like so funny to me. Like when I get some jerk off comment about, I don't know what.
Well, it's also like, what are you doing?
Well, exactly. But that's the point. Those are those people.
That's the thing I love about that is every single person who has ever posted a negative comment on any video I've ever posted has never fucking posted a video of themselves playing.
Right.
Once.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
This comes back to failure.
It does, absolutely. Like, but this is the quitting thing. It's like, what are we in this? What are you in this for? For one, everybody needs to decide that. Like, why do you play?
And also, okay, I'm gonna try to rope this all back in.
This should be
posting a video of yourself playing, good, bad, or otherwise, right? Like, you're doing a thing. And everyone who's not doing a thing can get fucked.
Well, the other side of it is too, like everyone who posts a video, like I know I've struggled with this myself, and I think a big part of it also comes back to Australian culture, and like we don't put ourselves out there. So that's a big part of it. It's like you don't want to put yourself out for criticism. It's that whole tall poppy syndrome thing.
Yeah, you really don't put yourself out there whatsoever, Ozzy. You definitely haven't like podcasted or co-authored a book or
co-authored, been on other people's podcasts, but anyway, so when
the one time she hosted a podcast, she got shit on for it. So.
I didn't host that. That's why.
I thought you were in charge of that one.
No, who was running that one?
It wasn't your fault that it was bad.
Well,
I was a part of the failure, and you know what? I'm still here.
Right,
but
exactly.
no, my point is with the video posting is like I think the reason people like are afraid to post is that everyone thinks that they're better than they are, or they want to be better, so they can hear like they can hear they're playing, and they have an estimation of what they want to sound like, because I think wherever you're at in your learning journey, you're always trying to improve. So like when you post a video or you take a video and you hear yourself and you go, oh fuck, I fucked that doubling, or like that bell was shit or whatever, it's minuscule in the context of the actual video, but you don't want to post it because you're like, oh, I'm going to get ripped to shreds for this thing that I'm overthinking and I can hear. But the thing is, like, you're only ever as good as you are. So if you're not posting it, you're not getting feedback. If you're posting it in the right places and getting actually good feedback. And failure is a teacher. So, but like the timeline to actually get there across, like actually applying yourself and taking incremental steps rather than expecting that you're going to be, a pro grade piper tomorrow. Like that's the difference, I think. And so we get people who join who get cranky because like some learners, take 8 months to get onto pipes, but others might take 3 years. It's like they've just got longer to go, and they maybe not applying themselves as much, they're not practicing as much, they're not, being focused and really, taking incremental steps. They're just looking at the whole picture and getting overwhelmed or trying to do too much at once. So it's not necessarily that it's a limitation, it's just that they need to revise their expectations.
Right, exactly. Yep. So a drum instructor, an online drum instructor, who I like to follow, who has a podcast and all this stuff, used to talk about this, and I use this in my just talks. I learned it from him, but he talks about students everybody's got a different timeline. So we have a timeline that we're moving along in our journey of learning pipes or drums or whatever it might be. This is a drum set guy, nothing to do with pipe band, but he talks about where are you on your timeline, and is that it's unreasonable to compare your timeline to mine or anybody's, whoever's it is, right? So be realistic about what that journey looks like. People don't see, I don't know, let's use somebody else, but let's say, who's not gifted but is pretty good.
This is going to be the most offensive thing you've ever said on the podcast, Eric.
Geez, because the guys that are super good seem to be gifted. But we don't, I guess that's maybe the point. We don't see their journey, right? We see
when they started.
Right,
or when they started.
Yeah,
like someone who started as a kid's got 30 years on you to someone who started 2 years ago. They might be exactly the same age, but...
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know, like whoever's of the world, the Jack Lees of the world or whatever, we don't know what they're like as a kid and if they're any good or whatever, and how much they put into it. And that's a big part of this is the timeline idea of like, what are you putting into this, and are you moving along at a pace that makes you happy, as opposed to looking at the end goal, which is whoever you look up to, and being like, well, I want to be there now, and that's unrealistic, and not accepting the reality of what you need to do to get there. And that's the important thing, I think.
Well, and that comes back to the whole like posting thing, right? And like what I was saying before about like with videos and when you're posting it, if you're listening to Stuart Little and you're like constantly immersing yourself in great piping like that, you start to hear what good piping sounds like, and then you hear the reality of yourself played back and you're like, oh fuck, like that sounds awful. But if you played that to someone who's not a piper, they're just going to be like, oh, it sounds great. So it's all relative to the audience that's listening to it.
Right.
Failure is relative, therefore it doesn't exist.
Exactly. So, and that's why we find it important to record yourself early on, so you see how far you've come instead of looking to where you're trying to get to. You know, it's better to look at that. It's more motivational and less painful, I suppose. But to get to
your PB, right? Like comparison's the thief of joy. Just trying to beat your own PB.
Right, exactly correct, and that's hard to do. I get that, and then it's a cliche at this point. We all say that, but it's a cliche for a reason. It's true. It's just hard to accept. Yeah. So to get back to originally Josh's point, what do I feel like a failure? Say recently, like I very much every day feel like a failure for the band that shall not be named. I have no ability to change these people's minds, abilities, motivations, choices, anything at all, and we are no further along than we were 10 years ago potentially, and that weighs on me all the time because I don't like to fail, and it reflects on me. It's my ego for sure. There's no doubt. Like, people, I would say for the most part, think of the band that shall not be named and probably think of me first, maybe others too, but for sure it's my baby, if you will, at this point. So that makes me fucking crazy. I definitely feel, especially that we've had to go back to do the things that we've described that we're doing. Like, I couldn't find another way. Like, there was no other way in the and maybe that's a product of the system or whatever it might be, but in the end, I just look at it as my thing. You know, I had this argument with Fuckface and Chum 3 weeks ago or whatever, where we talked about, like, you know, students. If a student fails, that's on me. Like, I always take first responsibility. It's not all on me, of course. I know the reality of that. However, what could I have done better? And that's how we should always be thinking, to change this person's mindset or approach or strategy or whatever it is. You know, obviously there's always outside factors, but my first instinct is to always think about what I could do better or could have done better, or save the process. Take any breakup I've ever been through ever. I think about it all the fucking time. Like, what could I have done better to not have had this situation happen? You know, whatever. It's all the same. So, but that's probably the most recent thing that really fucking, you know, eats at me, I suppose.
But again, I feel like there's always another side to that, right? So, like, you talked about the breakup thing, and, like, we've all fucking been there, right?
That's why I bring it up.
Multiple times. But, like, when you're going through that, it's like there's multiple parties involved in that, and they all have autonomy and agency as well. And it's the same in a band. So, like, yes, well, if you're the leader of an organization, you're steering the ship and you go down with it and you try and reflect on that. But similarly, I think that can go too far. So I've experienced that recently, and I've been bitching to Andy on and off as it's been going through. But, like, if you take too much on yourself in an organization, other people don't step up. And sometimes you have to leave space for that. So, like, yes, you can say, like, or, like, you can feel like you're the leader of the organization, so you should be the one driving it. But sometimes you need to let people have the space to fail, or you don't act. And it's that whole thing of, like, sometimes not acting is the best thing, because when people see that you're not going to do everything for them, that's when they go, oh, fuck, I've actually got to get up and do something. And, like, an example of that is my band. So we're having our AGM tonight. I'm the president, pipe sergeant. I've been acting pipe major while our pipe major's been doing he's a medical student, so he's been on prac leave and things like that. And I actually had to kind of step in a couple of weeks ago and just say to everyone, like, not only am I the president, pipe sergeant, acting pipe major, I'm also the quartermaster. I do all of our social media. I store all of the gear. I'm the one who's organizing all of the websites. I'm doing event management. I'm you know, organizing stuff. And I'm not saying this to be like I'm a hero, but more just like, this is like my control freak tendencies ramped up to 15,000 and I need to actually ramp them back. There's 30 people in this organization. Perhaps it's time for someone else to step up and do something. And I feel like when someone is capable and they're kind of stepping up and saying they're going to do stuff, everyone else is like, cool, I can just show up and, you know, play music and do my practice, and that's fine. But the pressure that it puts on that one person burns them the fuck out. And you've been burned out, Andy. Like, I've been burned out before. Josh, you've been burned out in organizations you've run in the past. Like, unfortunately, that's the reality, is that when you get a confident person, everyone in the community organization needs to chip in. It's a fucking community. Like, and if they're not doing that, the community organization has failed, not you as a person. So sometimes it's about reframing it as, okay, cool, what do I need to do differently in leading this to get other people to step up? And I don't want to say, like, I do have other very competent people supporting me as, you know, secretary and treasurer and things like that, but the reality is that unfortunately when you step up and say, oh, I'm just going to do that because I know I'll do it right, there's other people who have those skills who could step up and learn something, and you're actually doing them a disservice by not giving them the opportunity to be a part of that.
Hello, listeners. Josh here from the Chain Ram Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to that episode. Thank you to my wonderful co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco, and obviously Ozzy Osbrod, the legend. For more great stuff, check us out at patreon.com/chainrant.